There's a whole slew of them here.
Hi there. Well, it's a cold day outside. It's January and it's raining. So what do? The things you can do at home, you can get ready for the spring season. You can oil your reels. You can check your rods. You can check your bearings on your trailer, your boat. You can check everything so you are ready for fishing. I like to tie flies mostly, but today I would like to talk to you about some lures. And as you could see in that intro video, there's many of them to choose from in the stores. The only thing is that these lures are not that cheap. They cost something like $10 to $15 each, and it doesn't take long to lose a couple. So if you lose 5 of them or 6 of them in the season, that comes to a little bit of money, but there's a solution. There's lots of stores, garage sales, second-hand shops that when you go in them and say, have you got any fishing gear, they'll usually point you to some corner where there's a whole bunch of boxes. You can see all the reels, hooks, lures, and everything else, and you can practically buy it for pennies. So let's see what we can do. I have a few plates like this that I'm gonna build some of these for you here. And they work just as well as the new ones. The original Ford Fender comes with plastic rudder. I prefer to throw without one, but it's all up to you. If you want to keep it on, you keep it on. If you don't want it, you build it without that. You see the plates also, you can buy them individually. You can buy them in the chrome or 2-colored, beaded. So it's all up to you how you want to create it. I have got a hold of some of these old lures in a used tackle shop. I guess this must be about 10 years old, and there's all types of trolling setups here. And if you go to garage sales or pawn shop and ask for some fishing gear, usually you find all this stuff for pennies. So it's a good way to save some money anyway. For example, this lure looks like that's another type of a Fender flasher, but looks like the date here, it's probably 20 years old, and I picked it up. The original price was $250, and I think I paid $1 for it. So you can really save money that way. We got one done. It didn't take longer than maybe 5 minutes. This was the original. As you notice, I didn't put the purple rudder on. I don't mind these, but I like to draw without them. This one doesn't have a swivel on the end that it should have, because it prevents the line from twisting. So, but I'm doing it on mine. I got swivel on this end and swivel on this end too, so that should be working all right. Okay, let's build another one. Most important thing is when you work with lures and wire cutters, make sure you wear some kind of eye protection, because these things snap off really quick and they can get into your eye. Make sure you got some kind of a little bowl or something so you don't throw it on the floor or on the carpet, because when you step on it, they'll go inside your skin very quickly. So safety is the issue here. So when you do a little cutting, make sure that nothing gets into the food or on the floor, or that your pets don't swallow it. So it's a very important issue. Think safety every time you work with sharp hooks, tools, and what have you. And we're not going to use any power tools here, but still you got to be open-minded about it. So I have made these lures for practically just a few dollars. If you think that you could pay a lot of money for each of these Ford Fenders, you could save or cut down the cost. And don't be scared to be creative. Clean old lures, shine them up, put them together any way you want. They work. So you got some idea how to make these now, so let's talk about the uses and see what we can do with them. It all depends what you want to fish for, right? If you're going to be fishing for small trout or kokanee, then you want to put a small rig like that on your line, and you only need a 8-pound main line, and the bottom section to the hook should be only 6-pound test anyway. So if you're going to fish for a little bit bigger trout, you can use a bigger willow leaf setup, and still I would put it on an 8-pound test and go 6-pound to your hook. However, these flashers, because they are heavy, I'd like to use a 10-pound main line, and then I would use a 6-pound or 8-pound leader to the hook. So let's talk a little bit about the hooks. See, it's these hooks are surprisingly cheap. These are snout hooks, and they are size 4 and 6. The only drawback on these that these are pre-tied and the leader is only this long, which is not very long. I don't like them that short, so I create my own lures that I use, and they are very, very successful, and all my friends like them, and we call them Mike's lures. So I like to make a leader about 14 to 16 inches long. I like to put a few pink beads on it with some kind of a silver reflector on it. And also I put on same type of a hook, like you know, number 4 or number 6. But they are bait hooks. They have 3 barbs on them, and the especially important barbs are the ones on the back here that they keep the worm on and prevent it from sliding. You can use a worm, you can use a shrimp, you can use a salmon egg, whatever you prefer. But then, before I start to fish, I always pinch the hook, because when you get into the good fishing area and you catch lots of fish, then it's a pain in the butt to take the hook out. So barbless hooks is the way to go. Lake that you don't know too much about and you want to find the fish quickly, use the Ford Fenders. They work. They'll let you know if the fish is there or not. So here in British Columbia, we are allowed 2 rods on the boat, and we put one set on the port side, the other one maybe on the starboard side, and we alter the speed. The key here is never troll fast, and when you're gonna troll, alternate your speeds, zigzag, make a S patterns, and when you do that, one of these lures will go down, the other one will rise, and that's when you get most of the hits. And the fish really are interested in these things, and they really grab them. So I think it's a good way to fish anyway.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
I bring Mike out. What does he do? Gets the first fish. Again, always like to see my guests get the first fish.
But the Ford Fender works.
Oh, and the Ford works again.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is, Mike. That's
Not very sunny today, but we'll get him.
That's okay.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. We're back into it. Okay,
right.
let's go fishing.
Oh, what an action shot this is. Hey, look at that. Mike's lure worked again.
Mike's lure, you. Whoa!